I'm going to go to video on demand, guys. We are aware of what is taking place, but I am not. We have reached the end of the world and it has passed. You are correct, gentlemen. The end of the world is drawing near. The movie that we are going to view today is going to be about the business in its entirety. What are our plans for the future? To put it simply, there are more black swans than ever before. According to my master plan, this has been called since November 2023, which is easily the most insane event that has ever happened. To answer your question, yes, gentlemen, things are going to go insane very soon. Please, please, please subscribing, liking, and sharing this video would be greatly appreciated. It appears that we are going to be ahead of the curve. Jim Cramer, let's get back to the basics, shall we? One of the individuals who disagrees with the majority opinion asserts that the NASDAQ futures market is plunging as if the world is coming to an end. Always keep in mind that sadness is not real. What a relief. Since Elon Musk was the one who made the statement that Jim Cramer is a danger factor, he provided an answer. All right, gentlemen, the exact opposite of what he claims typically takes place. Nearly at hand is the conclusion. Guys, we have arrived at the conclusion. That was the one thing I had hoped for. I have not yet moved. Do you still believe that they will invest in our coins? Despite the fact that this appears to be a trap for bears, I'm still going to give up on the guys when I look at the figures, right? It is possible that the little top is already well known, you know? I continue to believe that the cycle is not yet complete. My prediction is that the cycle will reach its peak at the end of the year 2025. All that is required of us, gentlemen, is to wait out the storm. If the little top has already been formed, all that is required of us is to wait out the storm. Consequently, in order to prepare ourselves ready for the actual slowdown and the actual Blackstone events, we are going to go up a little bit and then back down again. Today's film is going to cover a lot of ground, so stay tuned for that. I am really losing my mind. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. The execution of our plan is now beyond a shadow of a doubt. As soon as I opened my eyes this morning, this was the very first item that I noticed on Twitter. It seemed as though I was witnessing events that took place in the year 2020, right? You may recall the dramatic decline in the value of equities and cryptocurrencies, right? Guys, that is all I have to offer. You're also informed that the year 2020 would occur once more. Have you noticed that everyone else did it after we did? Guys, this indicates that we are quite certain. This morning, the stock market experienced a loss of $2.5 quadrillion due to the fear that a global recession was imminent. Who was the first to call? It has been some months since there was anyone else to go back to. The movies that I made about it were not watched by anyone. All okay, all right. Since the game happened in 2020, it was the worst day ever. Let's get going right now. What struck me as peculiar was this. Okay, Japan, here we go. In the span of 17 days, the Japanese stock market has experienced a decline of 16%. Is that market basically extinct at this point? Wouldn't you say that this event is pretty much in a gray area? Now's not the time for this in the United States. Pay close attention to this. In this case, money is not a foundation. Would you kindly enjoy the movie today? This is the aspect of the falling pricing that I did not understand. It is my opinion that the slump has not yet taken place. Would you be interested in asking why, given that they wouldn't allow you to escape? Is it correct? That doesn't make any sense, does it? Instead, when the Blackstone is introduced, men will most likely experience a loss of 10% or more in just one day. That ensures that you will remain at the top of the list. Individuals are being provided with the opportunity to depart. That is very unusual to me, and it does not make any sense to me. Despite the fact that the charts do not directly demonstrate that this is a bear trap, I believe that it is. At the current pricing, I intend to purchase XRP and retain it for myself. Right now, I'm going to buy some XRP, but the price at which I'm going to cease losing money on Ethereum is extremely near to being the correct one. Because it appears to be more appealing, I might choose to long Ethereum rather than XRP. All right, let's assume that it appears to be more appealing. It appears to be in good shape. Do not overlook the fact that Bitcoin is the glue that keeps everything together. Bitcoin must remain at a level that is greater than $850,000 at all times. To be honest, I have no idea. There are a lot of indications that things are going to become worse, and the maps reveal that things do not appear to be going well. Okay, folks, being furious right now is not a good business move. Try to keep your cool. Again, I would appreciate it if you could confirm that this is the actual event block. The cost should not be a deterrent for you. In terms of financial matters, it is not a terrible habit, but I do not believe that it is either that it is going to take place in a few months, right? At this moment, however, it could be males. As a result of the unexpected increase in the unemployment rate to 4.3%, we are currently attempting to navigate through turbulent waters. Greetings, everyone. Here is a warning in red. How come there are still so many people who are without jobs? Just now, the bullish split that has been going on for the past 6 months has occurred. It is all that. Do you agree that this is going to have a tremendous impact? Mr. Poole claimed that the unemployment rate had reached a new high, but in reality, this is not the case. It is possible to observe the appearance of each of these other summits prior to the fall. Check out each and every one of these peaks, guys. All right, all peaks, all peaks, all peaks, and all tops. But take a look at this unemployment rate that is at an all-time high. The fact that it went through the ceiling indicates that they move in that direction. A situation like this has not occurred since the Great Slump. That much is certain. 24.9% of individuals of working age, or 12.8 million people, were without jobs in 1933 when the economic downturn was at its worst. Indeed, that thing was located at the very top of the room. All right, gentlemen, you are aware of what I believe will take place when the economy begins to decline, right? That is how it will continue to go. But I am going to go back down now into your 226 or whenever that fall takes place. Guys, this is what is going to take place with you. I want you all to take a look at that terrible stuff just like that or like that, due to the fact that this is the very first time something of this nature has ever occurred. A great number of people have lost their jobs. Guys, I believe that we should be doing two separate things at this very moment. You should be aware of the distinction between a crash and a slump. Before this point, there has never been a collision. Also, gentlemen, the charts that show the unemployment rate for the following 6 months have been thrown off slightly. As a result, the rate is going to go up, which is an indication that a recession is about to occur. In fact, the rule is named after the economist who came up with the idea in the first place. There is a high probability that a recession will occur if the average unemployment rate over a period of 3 months increases by 0.5% from its lowest point. According to Bloomberg, it has been activated. Over the course of the past 3 months, the unemployment rate has averaged 4.1%, which is 50 basis points more than the lowest point it has been in the past 12 months. Ever since 1970, it has been the source of every downturn in NAFTA. Due to the fact that it did not take place at an early enough stage, the only occasions it did not function were in 1959 and 1969. No one instructed me on what to look at. Look at this to see how other people are currently referring to it, but we were the ones who initially referred to it. At this very moment, I would deceive Mark Hymek. Kindly make sure that this is done correctly. In spite of the fact that prices are falling, it is clear that everyone wants them to go even further. I'm going to try to accomplish that. So, as you can see, I'm going to rev it up once more right this very moment. Have a black swan event, you guys. Bring it on. Indeed, things do improve until the year 2026 when they begin to deteriorate in a significant way. In spite of the fact that everyone is phoning and being terrified at the moment, I am going to fool everyone instead. Oh, this is the most ideal break for you guys. Indeed, this is the case. But the only thing I want is for costs to go up. They will not raise our costs until the black swan appears, as several of you have mentioned, because they want us to suffer even more than we already are. Is that correct? If the black swan event takes place right now, for whatever reason, you should not leave or go anyplace. I tell you this because of the possibility of conflicts. How come? They are going to pump the markets to 300,500 Bitcoin as soon as they print $20 to $30 trillion. That is really beyond my comprehension. $90 for each XRP or 30,000 Ethereum as a payment. I can't say for sure. All set. Could you see it? It is not a fabrication on your part. It's possible that we made some money, but we didn't. Our goal is to generate income. It would appear that the job reports for the months of June and May have been modified to reflect a lower number of available positions, right? At the moment, politics is taking over everything in order to ensure that their own goals are successful. After all has been said and done, it is abundantly evident that there is a problem. All right, despite the fact that it is going to be red, news is arriving from behind the scenes. Perhaps it is about to go up, is that correct? Rug, you are not joking about this coin. I am Intel and I am here. It is absolutely insane that it has dropped by more than 27% today. The question is what and why. There will be a significant amount of change at Intel, including the termination of 19,000 employees by the end of the year 2024. At this point, we are going to slow down. It's time, you guys. The Federal Reserve will make an effort to salvage the markets, but they are unable to do so. They are unable to do so until they amass a great deal of wealth, which they achieved in the year 2020. It is anticipated by JP Morgan that the Federal Reserve would reduce interest rates by 1% by the month of November. Guys, I told you that there was a time